You may hear thunder again because it is raining really hard again. But today we're going to be playing Bad End Theater. And I've been interested in this game, but I don't really know much about it. I just know that the cast is very unlucky and stuff, and it's a puzzle game. She, daughter of Zeus. every middle of the streams. Wait, what? No! Every middle of the week stream. Oh my god, I couldn't form sentences. Every middle of the week stream, suddenly there's thunder. Words are hard. But yeah, so the cast is very unlucky, and I've actually already opened the game and found the settings, which I just muted because it was, I don't know if I could play that music the whole starting soon screen. Let me mute this and turn back on this. I don't think there's any... Let's make the fastest text speed so we just read it. I don't know if there's any voice acting, probably not, but we'll see. I guess that's fine. As long as the BGM isn't too loud, let's... Okay, probably like that. Alright, let's just jump right in and start. So I heard this is about 1 to 3 hours to get all the endings, according to Steam's store page. Welcome to the Bad End Theater. On this stage, we will be toying with fate. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. You are the demon doll, the demon doll! You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. Okay. How will you interact with the human doll? I am calm. Wicked! We'll play nice. Play nice. You try to make friends with human doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How ruthless! I'm dead! You found your very first bad ending. But don't worry, the story need not end there. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. I'm gonna die. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. Friendly little guy, you say? You killed me. How will you interact with the demon doll? Play nice. Oh, you and the demon doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Why, this isn't a bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited to my theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you saw, these behaviors will automatically set to what you chose during your last playthrough. Oh, I get it. I see. So the demon doll played nice because I played nice. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. Now, try turning the doll's behaviors on and off to see the different outcomes. Okay, so what if they both go attack? Ooh, you kill the human doll in cold blood. How ruthless! End tutorial. Ah, so that was all the possibilities. Being both friendly, either the demon doll dies or the human doll dies. Okay, I'm done. I get it. You understand how to play? Yeah, I get it. Imagine if I press nah, explain again. This game saves all your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Oh, I get it. So I play as each of them and set their decisions. Why are they all locked? Huh. Well, I go with the hero first. Let's go left to right. You are the hero. You think of yourself like a pretty reliable and swell guy. Underling looks cute, yeah. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures, fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You're told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped, and it is likely that they are being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Looks so evil, and there's the little maiden. Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're right! Why would you build your village there? You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Dutiful. Flee like a coward. Let's do it. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own when you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You'll take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You're faced with an army of demons, all that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Oh, what do you mean I can ask if they'll let me in? Oh, he looks so friendly. Look at a big smile. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down, and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you. What? And escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. Demons are pretty cool. Yeah! The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's ever come here in forever. At least, that she knows of. You think about how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all, but can't really prove that she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and returned home to your village. The maiden was never found! The end! Useless hero! Okay, bye guys! We were so useless! That was so funny. Demons are pretty cool. What is the difference between reset and exit the theater? Exit the theater. Oh god, no, go back in! What the fuck? I should have pressed reset. Oh, diplomatic doesn't do any violence. That's what we did. Okay, so what we're supposed to... We can try dutiful now. Wait, let's just try dutiful. Let's see what happens when we press the kills. So here, we slaughtered evil creatures. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. He's bloody now. Ah, you skipped the whole part about running away. Okay. So you make it to the demon's castle. There's no way to sneak past them. Cut through the demon army. Whoa! You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyway. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chambers. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing murdering all her soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can only see one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about that poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You've become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before this final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. It's just as you suspected. She must have already been devoured. She genuinely doesn't know, bro. Ah! You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world, but what does that matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape. What? To bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. You're still a failure! Failure! Failed hero and reset the stage. You are diplomatic, okay? You're diplomatic, okay? That was better. Not killing anybody. Let's go to the maiden. What the hell are you doing? Where are you? You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You're told that you are fated to be captured by the Overlord one day because you're a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. Bruh! Is there no other beautiful young girl in the village? Just her? You think about how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity. Who knows? You're in church. You pray to your god, asking why you've been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You're impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were just to hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find the demon. Just, you know, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. Looks pretty scary. No, he doesn't. He looks pretty friendly. Wow. Introduce yourself. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. The demon suddenly jumps you and starts biting. A lot. How painful. This plan of yours was completely stupid. Why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry or anything, of course. This was your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning faith, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. The underling killed us. Consumed maiden. Idiot maiden too? Yeah, we did play a game like that. Idiot maiden. Oh my god. Village life was that boring, I guess. I know, right? What happens if we press shout for a hero? You yell, but a hero doesn't come. Oh, we still die. We still died. Okay, I think we have to change the underlings. Hey, you are a demon underling, in the service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but you're not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. But it's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's just a lot of standing in one place and staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everybody? You complain about the Overlord to your friends who don't look interested. Look at them. They're like, yeah, sure, buddy, keep going. They agree that she's kind of a snob, but then totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Let's overthrow her. No, you're sick of this Overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree it's time for a change of management. Your friend suggested maybe you should be the new Overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act. Regicide again! Even the thunder agreed. You announce your first act of rebellion is to take that day off like you wanted. Your friends aren't very impressed, but you assure them you'll talk about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. Yay! He looks so happy. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun. Change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to save her. You consider your options. Gobble her up. I'm gonna gobble her up before I tell her to quit yelling. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought. You feel quite proud of that. Other humans will probably praise you with curses if they were to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. People are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't done anything yet. Oh my god, there's a skull emoji. We're dead. Put on a show. You attack the nearest human. He's old and weak. His bones crunch delightfully. Your audience's screams grow louder. Applause. You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running towards you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. The curtain closes. Performer underling. Bro literally went, worth it. Okay. Let's go back on the, let's overthrow her. And then let's not eat the maiden. Here, quit yelling. When the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt her, she regains her composure. Now that she's talking like your friends or something, you don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you. Why is there conveniently only one language in the world? If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to have their own language? The maiden's going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. Bottom line, from what you gather, is she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks you where you found this maiden, knowing full well you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and her friends even considered overthrowing her. She gives you a look and say, that was just a joke, of course. She smiles at you and dismisses you. It's about time for a nap. Just kidding, of course. You know, I'm not gonna oh no. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current Overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out. Being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, that sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead? Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. Actually, she's not so bad, you guys. Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you, but before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? Their claws tighten around your neck. Oh man! You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. They slit your throat in response. Fateful underling end. Oh, reset stage. Let's do it. Wait, we haven't. We gotta overthrow her, then we don't kill. Quit yelling. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. You tell them you were just joking. You clarify that you're totally in it to win it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. If this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you could always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of false confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they wanted to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance, your guidance. There'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on, and while showy deaths make a revolution look a hell of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree, and suggest you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come to this, but you can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. They take off into the castle. Are they headed into the Overlord's room? Fuck! The Overlord will kill you for sure if she found out about you. That you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Sure enough, the maiden's already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cry that it was your idea all along and they were just going with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. You can't believe they'd tell the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitor's friends mutter something about going back to plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. Oh no, we're gonna get burned! You're trapped in here with the Overlord and two humans. and the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish that he'd get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You were forced into this mess. You're sure they would have killed you if you'd sided with her. But the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. Traitor underling end. Wow, there's so many underling ends, actually. Right? Like, what if I agree to overthrowing her, and then I gobble the maiden, but I run away from the village, see? Change your mind and leave. You figure that people are this upset at the sight of you, you probably won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you commit. Also, they might fight back. That probably wouldn't end well. You're just one little underling after all. This little day has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle, thinking you'll take a nap, but you don't get to sleep long. Oh, they wake you up about it. And it's like, oh, you admit you hadn't given it much thought and only remember now it was a thing. And then it goes back to this. Okay, I die. Underling is the true wild card for Pats. Oh, understandable. He's got so many. Wait, 6 out of 41? Is that the number of endings I have? Oh my god. Let's not. Yerla. You tell your friends you were totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably there's nothing to do. The others nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still gonna be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. Huh. This could go anywhere then. If I gobble her up in return, right? I gobble her up and then I'll leave. Look at this. Let's see what happens. Oh, they still go for it! Okay, they still go for the kill the Overlord. Okay, wait. Let's not gobble her up then. Let's not. Quit yelling. There's no way. I'm stuck. Okay. Underling is stuck now. 6 out of 41. That's a lot. It's differentiate. What? Is it because the disloyal was clicked? This is so sad. Because the hero is there. Oh. Yeah, I guess you need to pick a particular combination of character choices. Let's go to the Overlord first. Ooh, can change small details. Okay. You are the Overlord. The maiden isn't polite. Oh yeah, she isn't polite right now. You are the Demon Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think? Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is to dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. Overlord simp, understandable. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, and if you're being quite honest with yourself, you don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone's just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to a higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? Grant them the day off. Whoa! Thumbs up. You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide for a little nap for a while. Being the Overlord sure is great. You wake up to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's a maiden from a nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk and just go home. Stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she'll stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. Antisocial. Okay, let her stay for a while. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You're glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kinds of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, so as not to agitate them and get heroes sent after you. That explains why the people of my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We are very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants were always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time, and maybe we're actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are just a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. You're interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time, it's a hero. He was apparently searching for a maiden who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the Overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that the whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologizes for the trouble, and the hero asks her to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings are welling up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Keep her here, possessive. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. The maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You grant her wish. You tell the hero you won't let her take her home. The maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe the demons are evil after all, and if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice. You destroy the hero before you can steal your maiden away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. You take a step forward towards the maiden. She backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. She wanted to stay here with you, and the hero was trying to get in the way of that, so you had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. The yandere ending. Selfish overlord end. Okay. Overlord. We give the day off. We let her stay. Let's see how it goes if we don't... There. Let them go. Hi, Sir Jerry. You're certain she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that, you decide. With the hero and maiden gone, you plop down with the comfort of your luxurious overlord bed. The room feels empty now. Is this loneliness? Hello, Cheese. Hello. Hello, everybody. You hope your new friend will be back soon. You close your eyes for a while. Until your door slams shut. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed by flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They have zero foresight. What castle will they rule from if this one burns? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. I died anyway. Burned Overlord end. Maybe if I play the maiden again. I didn't. Here, let's introduce ourselves. Okay, you tell them you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if they were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. A demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. Remember to pick behaviors before you go by. Oh yeah! I left them without their behaviors. Let's go! They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you're introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come. She squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. This doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out. Something awful would happen, then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe that you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden. She doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little you realize they might not have been ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out after them. You realize why you'd never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought the demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems like the Overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're trying to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like it, not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been really nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. As you think that, the hero enters the room with like that face. He's just like, what? Am I interrupting? Okay, I hydrated you. Thank you. Let me just grab that. You're surprised to see him at first, until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. What the heck, Divine? Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that the whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to the village with him, to give everyone the news of your safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. He'll be back soon. You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. You stop in your tracks. The castle is engulfed in flames. Is the Overlord alright? You can't return to the village like this. You have to know. You have to be sure everyone's safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fists against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is because you'd forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke! A maiden saving the Overlord. If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended up like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Selfless maiden and bee. Aww. Okay, guys. Polite. Okay, you polite. You're not neither of those. What if I go back as the hero? Since now we know the maiden is there, right? Okay, so let's flee like a coward. Let's ask if we'll be let in. What do buttons at the top do? I'm not actually sure. Let's try pressing them after we get out of this hero. The Overlord and the maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Oh, destroy the Overlord. Time to die. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams, then falls silent. The overlord has been slain. You smile, offering your hand to the maiden. She takes it after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are pleased at what a good job you've done, slaying the overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You are remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Triumphant hero. We did it, boys! No, I'm kidding. I can't press these. What does the bad end do? Ah! It's a total of how many bad endings. Oh! Oh! You have a flowchart, so you can see. So you flee. Tries to slay the overlord, heroic. Then I have to go into the maiden for that. And then someone else. And then hero reaches the overlord's room, everything is fine. Disloyal. Ah. Possessive. Oh my god, this is more complicated than I thought. My brain is not comprehending this. Huh. It's a different ending if the overlord's behavior is antisocial. Huh. What's this? Oh, no. So if you're antisocial... Okay, let's see it. Heroic. Diplomatic. Hang on. It's like antisocial, and he's dutiful. And then we go into the maiden. Antisocial and dutiful. And then we'll go maiden. Okay, let's see how it goes. It's because of the magic of minor details. Oh, yeah. Let's see. So, let's just be polite. Okay, the overlord tells you again that you should get lost. How rude. You just got here. Oh. What happens if I obey her? You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. On the way, you encounter a hero. He's covered in demon blood. You are frightened at the sight of him and run away. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions, and you tell them your story. Like, you could do the same thing, but throw in dutiful/heroic hero from a main perspective of a different Oh. As you explained that the overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here, the crowd you notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. They're whispering things to each other while you speak to you. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies to ask you to prove your innocence. They ask you how you could have returned without the aid of a hero. Demon Simp is right. It's true. You couldn't have possibly escaped the overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't horrible creatures we know them to be, or so they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things they never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. You're seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for a public execution. You're to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn. You can only cry for them. You are so sorry. Aw, executed maiden. Let me... I can't see the bad end button because of the trophy. Okay, there we go. There it is. She runs from you. Or you talk. Oh, okay. So we can actually talk and it'll probably go here instead. Ah, returns to our village alone. This is the bad end we just got. Leave when told dutiful. Oh. Okay, let's try not running from him. Introduce yourself. Obey to leave. Oh wait, she ran away anyway, wait. What if he's diplomatic? Right? Wait. He's diplomatic, but the Overlord is possessive, leads to a question. Okay, Overlord is possessive. Let's go. Wait! Oh shit! The maiden is obedient! Fuck! I made a mistake! I have made a severe lapse in judgment. Okay, here. Ask the maiden what's going on. The maiden explains how she was never actually captured and that she came here of her own volition. That's a pretty dangerous thing to do of her to do. But no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You ask her to return to the town with her, to return to the town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. But the Overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to tell her she'll come right back, but the Overlord refuses to hear it. The maiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's your job to mediate in situations like these. You tell the Overlord that if she doesn't let the two of you go, you'll have to assume that she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish her. You leave me no choice. The Overlord pauses before suddenly jumping you. You're helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible. You came all this way only to be met with this cruel fate. You should have destroyed those evil creatures while you had the chance. Your dying wish is for the maiden to somehow make it out of this alive. Naive hero. Understandable. Let's see. That's one of the endings. Antisocial but obedient. Here. It's gonna be different. What's this one? Dutiful. Hero apologizes. Oh, so if he's dutiful. Okay. Okay. Dutiful. Let us apologize. We will be dutiful, but then we'll apologize. There we go. You find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord just as you suspected, but for some reason, you can't sense anything sinister happening. You look at each other in surprise and confusion. There's no time to hesitate. What's going on? She explains that she came here on her own, was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks you why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you and out the door. You see her army in lifeless, bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. Ah, okay, I can stab her. Okay, let's stab her first. Oh, it's the same ending if I stab her. Okay. We reset it. Shit, heroic is... It's okay! I'm in control! Let's ask what's going on, and then... This is all just a big misunderstanding. You hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the Overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart. The maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserve this. Of course, the tragic hero end. Okay. You're not heroic, you're not dutiful. Let me see. Oh, it's working out. Slowly. It's slowly working out. So, he's dutiful and heroic. And then I'll go into the maiden. The Overlord doesn't have a set personality. Okay. It's dutiful and heroic, and then we'll enter the maiden. Okay, let's see. There! But then, a hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon too. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. The hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, sword drawn. Wow! Protector, do nothing. Protector. You selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny, you think. You never could have imagined this would be the way you die. The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You're glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope everything turns out alright for your new friend. Sacrificial Maiden End. Aww. Aww. Martyr, huh? What is that question mark? Ah! It must be the hero's perspective of the sacrificial maiden. Okay, she's a polite and a martyr. I have to be dutiful and heroic. Okay. Let's do it! Heroic. And then let's see what happens. Oh, she sacrifices herself. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock. The Overlord wails. Why did you do that? You're not sure if the question's directed at you. The Overlord strikes at you in a vengeful rage. You parry. She is slain. Your sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look to the fallen maiden and wonder what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the Overlord? She must have been brainwashed by demon magic. You pick up the Overlord's head, wrapping it in your cape, and begin your long journey back to town. You will say that you were too late, and that nothing could be done for the girl, but the Overlord is slain. There will be celebration. Loyal hero end. Ooh. Damn, we're getting close to all of the heroes ending. Slowly, just 5 more. Right, let's see it. What's this? So... it's down here though. So antisocial. Was she already dead? She was already dead when I got there, guys. I swear, right? Okay, so antisocial and obedient maiden. Let's go first for dutiful. Antisocial, dutiful, and then obedient. Okay, obedient. Antisocial. I don't think she needs polite. Okay. I will be dutiful. I slay them. There! On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back towards the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity, but she runs from you for some reason. You wonder what that's all about. And then you remember you're covered in demon blood. Not wanting to look like a crazy person chasing after her or anything, you nonchalantly walk back to town. As you walk past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around... Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. The smoke begins to rise, and you stand idly by as the flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape this sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Spectator, hero, and B. I see. That would be this one. Alright, we're slowly forming the heroes. Okay. This time I'll flee and we'll be able to talk. And this one is probably a maiden's POV. Okay, I will not be... Okay, our reputation is ruined. There she is. You approach her with curiosity. Ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is like right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. Oh, I can kill her or believe her. Let's kill her first. You aren't sure you should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. If you ask if she's sure about all this, but she gets very upset that you think she would lie to you. She storms off before you could say anything else. You decide to return to the village, certain that she must have been the kidnapped maiden you were sent to rescue. Glad it took care of itself. You take your time walking home. Job well done today, you think to yourself. Oh, and then she gets executed again. She seemed nice though, you think. But evil comes in all forms, you reassure yourself. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape the sinking feeling. Demons good? Can't be. Spectator, hero, and A. Oh, that was A. We got B earlier. Okay. Ah, so that's why it still goes back there. And then here instead, we'll believe her. Okay, we'll believe her story. It'll lead to something else, or he's sued. This one must be the underling. Leads to an ending. This also has an ending. This is the maiden and the underling. We're almost to the end of the heroes. I wanna do the heroes first, since we're mostly through it. Then we'll try to figure out everyone else's. No! Okay. Okay. We'll talk to her. We'll believe her. I'm gonna be like, okay, I believe you. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you. A's and B's to the same endings with branches beside. Oh. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you, even though her story is kinda hard to believe. You feel like you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone's been wrong about the demons all along. Townspeople must be informed of this immediately. 41 ends, but not all are completely different. Ah, understandable. The two of you return to the village. They had been so worried. They praise you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for an explanation. You politely inform them that it isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. The maiden explains that the overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens or anything of the sort. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being very subtle in how little they trust this maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to placate these fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're saying. The town elder's voice breaks out of your thought. He implores you to meet with the overlord immediately and says they'll all keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figure that sounds alright, but what kind of mood is... The mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But suddenly, she takes up running. Oh, you thought the two of you were in this together. Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been a liar and a witch from the start. The people are shouting for you to hunt her and some demon friends down already. But it doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel like these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her and talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden towards the overlord's castle. The air becomes dark and thick as you enter deep into the demon territory. Evil miasma? No. You realize it's just normal smoke. You see the maiden dead ahead, but she stopped in her tracks. The overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. You'd only taken your eye off the maiden for a second, but she's already disappeared. You get closer to the castle, but the smoke is so thick now, you think of turning back. The maiden might need your help, but you can barely see. She could be impossible to find. She could have been lying to you all along. Was this a trap? Would it be worth risking your life on the chance? Your legs feel heavy. No, going in there would be suicide. You return to the villagers and tell them there's nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Bystander, hero, and A. I see. Okay. Arm spaghetti. Hi, it went here. I think it's up to me to change that using either the underling or the maiden. So the maiden has to be obedient. And he's... Okay, I'm gonna go into the maiden. He should be trusting and antisocial. Okay. Okay, let's try this. Posture check, thank you for the reading. Obey her. We have to be obedient. Okay, he asks you what you're doing. You don't know... Don't you know the Overlord's castle is, like, right there? You explain everything that happened. He's very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you return to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They had all been so worried and very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't to be rescued. It was because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers seem confused and look to the hero for an explanation. He tells them he only ran into you on his way to the castle, and that this isn't really a story to tell. You explain to them how you met the Overlord and that she's actually not interested in capturing maidens, or other mean things like that. The villagers again look to the hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours, but you don't say anything about it. The hero proclaims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go talk to the demons himself, just to be absolutely sure. The crowds break into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked to believe that everyone's this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero not even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. The old man implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him. But of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Ah, this is how I die. Let's die first. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. But as you get closer, you notice the tower of black smoke darkening the beautiful blue sky. The castle is engulfed in flames. What in God's name could have happened? You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't one of them. Oh, here we are again. Selfless Maiden and A. Ah! We got B earlier. This one's A. Okay. This time, I can bring the hero. So we'll obey her. There. Grab the hero and run. Resolute. Okay. You boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. But as you approach the castle, you notice something's gone terribly wrong. It appears to be on fire. Is the Overlord alright? You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can think of stopping you. Oh, does she die again? Oh, she died again! Okay, it's okay. It's okay. We can be the hero now, right? Oh, wait. Ah, she's resolute and he's disloyal. Oh, she's resolute, but he's not disloyal. So I have to set that he's disloyal so we can get over here. What is this one? I wonder. Huh. Yeah, he has to be set to disloyal, then something will change. Okay, I'll set him to disloyal. Something should change there. Okay, disloyal. Something should change. Let's see it. What will change? Oh, there! Near the castle's entrance. Oh, it's this! You spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head, says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think? What kind of hero passes up a chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. You burst into the Overlord's room, all your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognized from before barges in, calling you a liar. You seem surprised that they were a part of this evil... You're surprised they were part of this evil plot. They seem so nice. The other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. Everyone's shouting at each other. It's really stressing you out. You're relieved when the Overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence, and she thinks she's very Overlord-like in this moment. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds on the door in distress. Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this. And thinking that must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames. If only you had ignored those demons from before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. As if you had just pretended not to hear them, you would have been left... If you left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that, no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord seizes her underling. They beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The Overlord's claws pierce through the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and twists her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. But there is no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by the flames. Devout maiden end. I see. Ooh, let's see. What can we do? I think it's a behavior of the Overlord we haven't unlocked yet. That's what's... And this one is a behavior of the underling we haven't unlocked yet. So I don't think I can progress the... I don't think I can progress the hero's other 3 endings right now. Yeah, charts! Let's go! I can progress the maidens. Okay, so... Okay, let's not make her antisocial, but I have to make the hero diplomatic and the Overlord possessive. Diplomatic. What's funny is that the charts weren't there originally. Oh my god, you had to do it yourself before? Damn, that sounds really hard. Okay, so now we stay. Okay, the Overlord objects to the hero's suggestion. You tell her that you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts on a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all, and I'll be forced to vanquish you. You will leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Has she been lying to you all along? You wonder, is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? Honestly, unsure if I've seen them all myself. Well, we're trying! It's actually surprisingly fast. When they wrote that it's 1 to 3 hours, I didn't expect it to be this fast. The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this, it was your destiny after all. But the Overlord stops. Or rather, someone has stopped her. Whatever held back your scream before doesn't stop you this time. The Overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of her demon underlings. You think you recognize them, but it's hard to tell with all the blood. Everyone stopped moving now. The room is silent, save for the underlings' heavy breathing. You thank them for what they've done. Even though it was awful, you feel like you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you, confused for a moment, but then puff out their chest. You should probably go home. This place is dangerous. You follow their advice and make your way out of the castle. You decide to never leave home again for the rest of your life. Escape Maiden and B. Easy clap. He got him. So this one would be if he wasn't disloyal. Okay, let's go for the one where he isn't disloyal then. So that would mean I'll probably be doomed. But let's see it. Okay, she vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Captured Maiden and a... Ooh. Ooh, okay. What is this? It's just a... this must be an ending. Okay, so that is... I stay with the Overlord, but the hero is dutiful and he is heroic. The hero is dutiful and heroic. Okay. It's dutiful and heroic. Okay, let's... Oh, Overlord shouldn't be possessive, right? Let's double check. Yeah, it's just the hero being dutiful and heroic. Okay, let's see it. Hi, I'm the maiden. Oh. Is it the protector or do nothing? I forgot. I didn't look. Maybe it's the do nothing. Yeah, it's the do nothing. Okay. The hero's blade pierces through the Overlord. She lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds his hand out to you, saying it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then, you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. Complacent maiden. Alright! That would be 8 out of 11. Okay. What is this one? Okay. The overlord is antisocial. And I leave. The hero is trusting. Okay, wait. The hero is trusting. The overlord is antisocial. I return alone. The underling is disloyal. Okay. I'll return alone. I leave, right? I return alone. Oh, I end up seeing this alone. Okay, a suspicious group of demons stand just outside the entrance. They're talking about assassinating the overlord. They immediately notice you overheard them. The underling you recognize is from before is the first to do something about it. This is the way it has to be. They suddenly attack you, and in that moment, you regret ever having trusted the demons. You die instantly. Slaughtered maiden end. Okay. Okay! I don't have this behavior yet from the underling and this one from the overlord. So we're pretty much done with the hero and the maiden for now. Now we enter the underling. We'll enter the underling to try and unlock behaviors. And then the overlords. Doing this in order, so what should we do? Okay, so... Overlord is tyrant. I get involved in the plot. I devour the maiden. Yeah, I devour the maiden. And return to the castle. The hero is dutiful. Okay. The hero is dutiful. And you are a tyrant. The hero is dutiful. I'll devour the maiden. Yeah, let's overthrow her. Then I'll gobble her up. And I'll return. There. Ooh! After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that the hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk! I see the difference. Okay. Let's go for this and then we'll save ourselves after. Avenge your fallen comrades. Who does this guy think he is? Coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac? What did we ever do to him? You'll lunge at him while he's busy driving his sword into the guard, who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you were feeling kinda down. You'll like that guard. You wish with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. The hero struggles. You feel his sword go through you, but there is no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken. Your army has won. You have earned your rest. Victorious underling end. It wasn't, he died, but he died a hero. Okay, so we'll do those two things again. We will go like, yeah, let's overthrow her. Then we'll eat the maiden. Leave. And then we save ourselves. You look around at the lifeless forms of those you've known for as far back as you remember. You feel glad not to be in their shoes. You also feel a little guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle, until you remember your role. Not as an underling, but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life, far away from any humans or demons. Somewhere where you'll live peacefully, alone, in some deep dark forest. Deserter underling end. Nice! Alright! 5 out of 9! Go to Atami. That was the ending. He went to Atami. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna make it so the hero isn't dutiful. I have to do the same things, but the hero isn't dutiful. And then I confirm the plan. This will lead into me discovering a new thing here, I guess. Hero isn't dutiful. Okay, then I'll confirm the plan. Yeah, let's overthrow her. Let's eat. Let's leave. Let's confirm the plan. There. You sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap, like usual. This is almost too easy. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. Chicken out. Alright, let's chicken out! You don't want to kill her. You can't go through with it. You turn to leave the room, but you find your friends blocking the exit. In a panic whisper, you ask them to let you out. This seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up and ask to be let out again. The Overlord steers in her bed while your head is turned. The demon shut the door. You scramble into the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you can possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe those assholes will bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers at your feet. It doesn't take long for you to realize they've set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open. To no avail, you're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Cowardly underling end. We unlocked that one. Okay. Is that one of the behaviors we needed? No, it's not the one yet. Yeah, it's not yet the one we needed. Okay. So here, we'll just go through with it then. We'll go through with it. Although, what is this one? Okay, wait. So I won't go Tyrant. I won't go Tyrant. And I'll bring the maiden to the castle. I get involved. Diplomatic, possessive. Let's see it. She's surprisingly cool with it. Nice! You set out on your adventure outside the castle. Alright. Quit yelling. They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. Alright, we'll go through with it. You sneak up to the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You're not sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figure this is as good a chance as any. You launch a sneak attack, getting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough time, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked, but the maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are the new Overlord. Heroic underling end. Okay, this one is... We get involved, but you are antisocial, you're obedient, you're trusting. You're not resolute. Okay, obedient, trusting, antisocial. And then regicide, finally. So I will be granted the day off. I bring the maiden to the castle, I'll get involved, and it should just go from there. Okay. Okay, quit yelling, let's go. Let's go. Okay, you and your friends turn to notice the maiden from earlier has overheard your entire conversation. This would be bad for you if the Overlord had found out about this. Ooh. Toss her in the dungeon. You and your friends seize the maiden. Bring her to the dungeon under the castle. It's empty, save for the decorative skulls. They're only there to make it feel more spooky. The maiden is very upset. You leave her in the cell to continue scheming with your friends. But now a hero has arrived at the front gates. He's asking about a maiden, perhaps the very one you just locked up. The gatekeeper, who must have seen everything, tells the hero exactly what happened. What an idiot, you think. Why give the hero an excuse to start slaughtering us? The hero yells, "Prepare to face justice!" and the utters such cliche hero lines before driving his sword into the gatekeeper's torso. You're small compared to a lot of your friends, so you're able to slip away without getting cut up by that sword. You get to thinking, if this hero took down the Overlord for you, everything might actually work out in your favor. So stupidly honest, right? Oh yeah, that girl, yeah, we just threw her in the dungeon just now. You wait for things to die down outside before poking your head out. You spot the Overlord and the hero locked in battle. They've worn each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the hero's head, knocking him out. What are you doing? I couldn't tell you. Couldn't you tell this was a duel? You don't know how to respond. You have to carry out the assassination. You tackle her, rip her to shreds with your claws, until she stops moving. You finish off the hero next. You can't let him revive and come after you later. Kind of a cheap victory, but it doesn't make any difference. Anyone who managed to survive comes crawling out of their hiding places. You're the new ruler of the castle. Your subjects bow down before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you, as you had betrayed your Overlord. Lord Underling and A. Literally the strongest of the four. This one would be like he just goes through with it. Over here. Just goes through with it. That's gonna be Lord Underling and B. I think we should get it. Wait, how do I set that one up again? So, Tyrant, Disloyal, Hungry, Disloyal. Okay. The hero must not be beautiful. Tyrant. Okay, let's do it, let's do it. We'll overthrow her, we'll gobble her up. We'll leave. We'll go for it. And we do it. Time to die! You figured the cleanest way to do this would be to dig your claws into her throat, so you do just that. She wakes up, but not in time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you before finally expiring. That felt terrible. You remind yourself it was either her or you, and you weren't about to let yourself get killed by anyone. You leave the room and find your friends just waiting for you outside. They look pleased. Only now do you realize they must have planned to use you like this from the beginning. You're the new ruler of the castle. Ah, yes. And this is Lord Underling and B. Oh, it didn't count as a different one for 27 out of 4. Well, okay. So we don't need to do that. Okay. At least we have all of the Underlings' behaviors now. It's just that one. That one's probably the good ending. I don't know. Ah, now I can finish off that part of the maiden in this one. Okay, let's do just one of the hero and the maiden before we go into the Overlord to find whatever this personality is supposed to be. It's the last personality we're supposed to see. Making lots of progress. Yeah, it's actually a pretty fast game. Let's see. Like Sim said, it's just like tiny differences in each scenario. Well, Underling is about to be done. Let's see. So it's gonna be going up there. So the Overlord is antisocial, and we're obediently leaving. The hero is trusting. Hero is trusting. You're antisocial, and then we go alone. But the Underling is disloyal and a captor. Okay. This should do it. We obey her. We'll go alone. There. Then they notice you overheard them. They lock you up in a dungeon before you can cause any trouble. You cry out, but the demons ignore your protests. You can't believe you escaped possibly being thrown into a cell back into your village only to be tossed in this awful place. This is terrible. Who's going to keep those demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for herself. You sure can't. You hear the sounds of battle echoing through the halls outside. Did the hero follow you? If he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, the violence seems to have died down. It's impossible to tell what's happened. You continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell. Imprisoned maiden end. Damn! Okay, 28 out of 41! Woo! We're getting there! Okay, now it's just that one, just like the Underling. Now, for the hero's side is antisocial, yeah. She's obedient. She's obedient. probably should be polite. Yeah, okay. Obedient. Antisocial. Disloyal captor. Disloyal captor, huh? She's gonna leave without me. Okay. Antisocial. I can just flee and we'll talk. Flee, talk, believe her, and she'll go alone. Okay. Flee, talk, believe. Ahem. When you reach the gates, you ask demons if they've seen the maiden. They have. They inform you she's being held in the dungeon at the moment. She trusts them and in return they lock her up, so demons truly are evil beings after all. You demand they take you to her, but they do not let you pass. You should have expected as much from these unreasonable creatures. You know what you must do. You thrust your blade through the demon before you and rush into the castle alone. You're the only one who can save the maiden now. What the fuck are you doing, killing all my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. You vow to exterminate her and all of demonkind. You clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low on health when everything goes black. Your quest has come to an abrupt end. Unlucky hero ending. Alright! Nice. Oh, we can get this one. Just not this one because we don't have that one. So, instead, now she's resolute and he's just disloyal, not captor. Okay. Just disloyal, but she's resolute. So we should hit this one. Alright, alright, alright! Flee! I believe you. Let's go back together. As you stand there, not sure what to do, the maiden announces that she's going to prove her story to the village. She drags you along with her. She has much better odds with you around, so you don't object. Adventure awaits. When you make it to the castle, you spy a group of suspicious demons hanging around near the entrance, and you can't help but overhear their conversation. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, rootless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures have just noticed you eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle and you have no choice but to follow. You burst into the Overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. The underling barges in next, calling you liars. It's followed by the group from the entrance who shifts the blame back to the little one. Did these demons truly only care about themselves? How low can they be? You begin shouting at them. The whole room dissolves into noise until the Overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps. She threatens them with violence. This Overlord is no better than her subjects. You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safety, you certainly will. The group of demons hiss at each other before shutting the door, leaving the runt of the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? The underling pounds on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join it, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. The next moment, the Overlord has taken a hold of the underling. It's crying for mercy. She thrusts her claws into the underling's chest and lets out a horrible scream. You back away. You won't be the next target of her rage. She continues to dig and twist her claws into its limp body. You can no longer watch. You look to the maiden. She's crying, hands clasped together in prayer. To have faith in a time like this, you envy her. The two of you, the Overlord and the underling's corpse, are all consumed by the flames. Resigned hero end. Alright! Alright, they're ready for the ending. Now we just gotta do the Overlord. Yeah! Whatever this is should probably be the good ending, maybe? Who knows? Alright, so... what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up here. We'll get rid of this upper part first. Good ending? There's a good ending, right? Surely. There should be! No! The good ending, we kill all the other demons. Excuse me, it's called bad end theater. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we begin her story. She lets the underling have his day off. You let the maiden stay and chat. The hero is dutiful. Okay. The hero is dutiful. Let's let the maiden stay and chat. Have the day off. Stay and chat. You notice the sounds of battle have started ringing through your castle halls. The maiden's getting nervous, but you reassure her it's only your underlings roughhousing. No big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that your army will take care of it. It isn't long before the hero bursts through your room, but he shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? The hero stands there, unsure of himself. He's covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces all strewn about your castle has really taken it out of you. That hero did this? There's so much blood. Why? Did he come for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? The hero starts babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing. But you are beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You have had it with these humans always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there's nothing left of the hero, and the maiden has fled in terror. You are alone. Wrathful Overlord End. A next ending would be the hero is heroic. Okay, the hero is heroic. Okay, we do the same thing though. Have the day off. Stay. You feel a sudden sharp pain through your back. You look down to see a blade protruding from your chest. Oh, that was careless of you. So this is how you die. Stabbed in the back by some cowardly hero. What a joke. You're supposed to be the ruthless one. That's right. Humans can't be trusted. Not if this is what they're capable of. You should have remembered that before letting one in. You watch as the hero takes the maiden's hand, leading her through the sea of corpses he left in his wake. Captured by a demon, at least she got what she came here for. You join your army in eternal slumber. Slain Overlord End. The next one's difference is the maiden is a martyr. So she's gonna shield me, I guess. Okay, let's go! Have the day off. Stay. The maiden shouts something behind you. You turn just in time to see her throw herself between you and the hero's blade. It pierces her chest. She falls to the floor, lifeless. As the pool of blood beneath her grows, so does your rage. This hero has taken everyone from you now. You lose control, and the hero is obliterated. But your hatred for humans has not yet been sated. You go on to destroy them all and become ruler of the entire world. Vengeful Overlord and A. Excellent. Next one would be... we tell him to go back to work and he's hungry. The hero is dutiful. Okay. He's hungry. The hero is dutiful. Go back to work! You give him a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice, comfy overlord bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick. Just another one of your amazing talents as the overlord. You awaken to a huge commotion outside. The hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? You rush out to the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him very rudely. Inquire his reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You're unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you had been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to being the overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you are swallowed by the darkness. Conquered Overlord End. Aww. We're getting there, though. Okay. So, he's hungry, but the hero's not dutiful. I'll just wake up and... As long as he's not... He's disloyal. He's hungry. He's hungry. I'll wake up, but he's disloyal. We'll hit this one first before we hit the hero behavior trusting one. Let's go, go, go. And back to work. You are awakened by one of your underlings. They brought you a hero who wishes to who inquires about a missing maiden. You tell him you don't know anything. Humans never really visit this place. He believes you and goes home. To your surprise, you figured he might try and fight you, but you're glad you got back to your nap instead. Until you wake up to something completely unexpected. One of your underlings is tearing your throat out. You try to struggle, but you can tell you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You curse at them, choking on your own blood. You die, wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Assassinated Overlord End. And now the hero is trusting. Okay, I wonder when that will change. I mean, he is hungry, right? So the thing, he'll eat it though. Okay. Okay, okay. Get back to work. Whoops. What? But the hero behavior is trusting. Oh, maybe I have to... I have to go at it from here, I guess. So I'll let him have the day off. I'll tell the maiden to go home. And she's obedient. She's obedient. You're not hungry. So I'll let him have the day off. Tell the maiden to go home. She's obedient about it. I'll awaken, but he's disloyal and he's trusting. Okay, 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 okay. Maybe that'll do it. Have the day off. Go home. You'd love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here would definitely cause trouble. You put on your mean face and tell her to get lost. The maiden does as she's told and takes her leave. You figure you may as well go back to bed now. But you don't get to rest for very long. You wake up to the sounds of battle. The hero is cutting through your army. As the overlord, your job is to take charge in these kinds of situations. You rush out to end this hero's pitiful existence. Vile demons, I shouldn't have believed for a second that you were all anything but pure evil. I'll exterminate you all. You don't really get what's going on, but you engage regardless. A girl's gotta defend her people. You clash again and again, but the hero isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low on health, waiting for the other to make a move. When one of your underlings appears behind him, they knock the hero unconscious. Kind of appreciate it, but can't they see this was a duel? They don't respond. You sense murderous intent. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with their claws, and you struggle to retaliate. They've done too much damage. You can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You have been slain by your own underling. Betrayed Overlord End A. Aw. Okay, now we just gotta go in a straight line. This is probably where we burn to death altogether. And this is where I have that choice where I'll get that last one. Okay, we're almost there, guys! Okay, what do I have to set up? So... tell her to go home, she's obedient. Tell her to go home, she's obedient. I let the maiden and the hero go. Oh no, I'll come up from here, I guess. So, I'll let him have the day off. I'll let her stay and chat. He's diplomatic so they can go home. But he's disloyal. Diplomatic. Go home. Disloyal. Make the maiden resolute and the hero trusting as well. Just in case. That should get us there. Have the day off. Sure, let's talk. Let them go. Bye-bye. The maiden suddenly bursts into your room, accompanied by a hero. She's frantically trying to communicate something to you, but you're still half asleep. They tell you a group of demons are after your life. You still don't grasp the urgency of the situation. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that the humans are liars. They are followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was just the first underling's plan. Everyone's shouting over each other now, and it's very annoying. You yell at them all to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead them to try and take your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone here to keep you all in your place. Crushed beneath my heel. Thank you for the hydrate redeem. Saying that made you feel very overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up though. Lately all you do is sleep. The group of demons start muttering something about going back to plan A and slam the door shut. You, the maiden, the hero, and one of your underlings are trapped inside. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. The underling pounds on his door, cursing at his friends for betraying them. The hero pounds on the door as well, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. So this is how you'll die. Burned alive in your own room by those you thought you could trust. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. You notice the maiden crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration, you don't even notice you've grabbed the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying they were dragged into the spot knowing that they'll be killed if they took your side. They cry that they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. I can forgive him, or we should take retribution first. You pierce their chests with your claws. They scream. The hero backs away. He is wise not to interfere. They stop moving. You keep digging and twisting your claws into them, but that doesn't make you feel any better. The underling's corpse burns along with you and the two humans. Guys, I just have a question. Spiteful Overlord and what the hell is that fucking door made out of? Why don't we just break the door? Like, why do we keep trying to get the handle? The hero has a sword, the Overlord and her underling have sharp claws. What the fuck are we doing? Why are we just burning to death? Okay, now I can be merciful. So you can have the day off, we'll chat, they can go home. Okay. Have the day off. Let's chat. Go home. Forgive them. You release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. It's great! It's a great door that can hold many people inside. You'll all burn together. Overlord's true end. Whoa! Before you're taken back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. True end, you say to yourself. What is the point of all my effort if the true ending is this terrible? Huh, you must have forgotten where you were. This is the bad ending! Is the pain setting in? Oh, but you should have been well aware of what you'd be shown the moment you entered this place. It's quite a problem I've seen quite often. You don't forget yourself? Yeah, at some point you grew attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't gonna find that here in my theater, my lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on to the next ending is always yours. I leave it to you, dear guest. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 4. What? What the fuck is lost letter? What's lost letter number 4? Where do I see it? Oh, this! Wait. I think I should read that in order. I think I should read that in order. I'll get lost letter number 1 first. True end. Okay, how do I get there with the hero? It was like, my love, do you remember? And I was like, wait. we should probably read the first in order. So we start his story. We'll flee from the demons. We're diplomatic. Merciful. Okay, we're diplomatic. Everything is fine. But the underling is disloyal. But the overlord is merciful. Okay, let's try that. Be polite, by the way. Let's try it. So let's flee like a coward. What's going on? The overlord allows the two of you to leave and you casually exit the castle. You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. They're talking about assassinating the overlord. This proves to you that demons are really foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures have noticed you eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle and you have no choice but to follow. You burst into the overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. The underling barges in next, calling you liars. Oh wait, I can skip already. There. Is she going to kill it as retribution? It continues to cry and make excuses, but the overlord does nothing. To your surprise, she lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? I guess it doesn't matter now. You'll all burn together. Hero's true end. No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself though, could you? I wonder what will happen when you collect them all. Will you give in to despair, or... A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 1. Why is it talking about despair? Are we playing Danganronpa this whole time? Was actually Danganronpa, guys. I know the bad guy is actually Monokuma. Nagito, save us! Okay. What we do. So we meet the overlord. We can stay for a while. We meet the overlord, we stay for a while. Hero is diplomatic. Underling is disloyal. Merciful. Okay. Okay, we can just go in. There, the overlord spares the underling. You feel relief, but does it make any difference? Will you all burn together? Maiden's true end. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 2. Can't end like this. Wait, guys, I still haven't read. I haven't. Keep collecting bad endings for now. Guys, I need to read all our lost letters first before. You gotta calm down. We gotta calm down. We can just go back in with that later. Let's see. It's a straight line. So, day off. Bring the maiden to the castle. Get involved in the plot. You have to be antisocial. You have to be obedient. You have to be trusting. You have to be resolute. And merciful. Okay. So we just play along with all the plots to dethrone the overlord. She has a favor to ask. Consider your options. Hear her out. You're in a good mood today. You're rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so it's kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before now. Maiden's going on and on. Okay. Yeah, sure, let's kill the overlord. Okay, to your surprise, the overlord spares you. Or maybe she'd just rather see you suffer instead. Looking around, you should have just gone from one dead end to another. The maiden is crying. The hero is silent. You'll all burn together. underling's true end. Letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. Reset the stage. Let's read. Let's read. My love, it just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to force us apart like this. It's unreasonable. Cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow, so I decided to write. And I'll keep writing until the day you find me once more. And then, maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy. My love, I've finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right, I've opened up my very own theater. You would be so proud. If only you could see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on an opening night. I'm sorry for going on ahead without you, but I thought if my theater could become world famous, then maybe you might hear of it. Wherever you are. Forever yours, Tragedy. My love, I've been feeling a little depressed lately. Many of our patrons have come to my theater, but none so far have stayed to experience every tale in its entirety. The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand. My stories aren't exactly crowd pleasers. Despite that, you always listen to the very end. I'm grateful for that. Hope to see you again soon. Forever yours, Tragedy. My love, do you remember when we first met? I finished one of my scripts I was quite proud of, in fact. As I read it aloud, you happened to pass by. What a terrible ending, you said. Why should those poor fools have to die? You were so rude, and you wouldn't accept any of my justifications, and yet you managed to convince me. It really would be better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly on that day. Even now, I wonder if, somewhere, you're thinking about it too. Forever yours, Tragedy. Huh. Got to go back in the Maiden's route? So that I can get that option that it can't end like this? I lost it. What's this? Oh, there it is! Never mind, there it is. It can't end like this. You want to answer the Maiden's prayers. You've decided to find a way to save everyone. But retracing the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed in the end? If there's nothing you can do by acting from within their story, maybe it's time to take things into your own hands. You are hero on fire, maiden on fire, underling on fire, overlord on fire. Ooh, what is this? Oh my god, I got goosebumps. You boldly insert yourself into the story and use your incredible power to warp everyone to safety. You didn't know you could do that. What's going on here? Yeah, take a good moment to take a good look at yourself. You are you. Why are you pitch black? You feel like this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you move past it. The hero, the maiden, the underling, and the overlord have been staring at you too. They look like they don't really know what you're supposed to do right now. I guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? I've come to save you. You explain to the group that you've witnessed their many terrible intertwining fates and now you're searching for a good ending. Of course, this makes no sense to any of them, only the maiden understands your compassion. My prayers have been answered. You must be her god? No, you're merely the player. If there was any god here, they'd be the final boss. That's just how these role-playing games go. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. Now, enough of this. I admit I've been encouraging you all along, but a self-insert story? How pass? You'd watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe you were the only one who could force your way into the stage, did you? I'm the narrator, storyteller, god of the world. Call me Tragedy if you like. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back to relive one of their many bad endings, right? You're alone in the darkness with me, Tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time in my theater. Though I can't abide by you stealing the show without permission. It's quite disrespectful. I want to see something new. Are you trying to say my bad endings have gone out of style? You've got some nerve. You think defending me might be the only way to see a better end. Defeating me might be the only way to see a better ending. It's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, this does sound like it might be entertaining. Show me what you've got. Time to fight God. What happened, guys? The game changed genres. What the fuck am I doing? The game changed genres here. The stage is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. Attack. Fighting God again. Oh, you know, every time. Can't wait for the FPS sequence. Take this. Starts flailing around and I can't reach him. You try your best to tear me down, but you can't seem to do any damage. You don't truly exist in this world after all. Oh, is that all? You'll never defeat me like that. Wait, let me try again. Defend. You try closing off your heart to protect yourself, but it doesn't make you feel any better. Perhaps you don't understand just how outclassed you are here. Behold my beautifully tragic tales. Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You've witnessed all 41 of my painstakingly crafted endings. You must be as much of a masochist as me. I commend your thoroughness. Surely these characters have a special place in your heart. They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here, to the end of the world. That's right. You've come here to save them. You can't do this alone. What the f... Summon. You find the hero in his home, hunched over a sewing table. Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Are you some kind of demon? You explain that no, you're not a demon, How could you explain it in a way the hero can understand? Instead, you ask what he's sewing. Oh, this? I craft all my hero gear. You sense his pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attracted him to the role of hero. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. Yes. You remember the state of your body and decide, yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He is overjoyed by your answer. Apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. The true end for the hero suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change his fate. I could make a living as a tailor rather than a hero? Please, tell me what I can do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. I agreed to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero has arrived. We couldn't have fought the final boss battle without him. You're the one who's been killing us. Murderer. I can't truly call myself a hero until I see you defeated. We'll see about that. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Oh, it's my HP. Oh, my HP is the number of bad endings I've seen. 41. Willpower and justice. I wonder if the maiden can heal, by the way. You happen to find the maiden as she exits the church, her heart set on meeting a demon. Perfect timing! She approaches you, having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. You explain that no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe in a sense you are. You've come all this way. The maiden regards you with excited curiosity. Then perhaps you might be a demon. I was hoping to meet one today. You think of all the terrible fates that hope would bring about. She's the catalyst of this story, after all. My role as a maiden is to be captured by the Overlord, but you see, I've grown so tired of waiting. You remember this part. She wanted to understand her role better, and so you ask what it is that she's really hoping to gain from this. The maiden is confused by your question. Perhaps it was as simple as wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true end for this maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. If there's something I can do to find fulfillment, then please guide me. The maiden will now fight alongside you. What is this horrible creature? You wound me, dear maiden. Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now. I remember all the awful things he put us through. Well then, this should be familiar to you as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. So cute. Yeah, her sprite is so cute there. Hope. Our true endings do exist. They simply must. Maiden hopes with all her heart to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. kindness. Tries to appeal to tragedy with kindness. So naive. I'll balance your kindness with my cruelty. Ooh. About willpower. Your reign of terror ends here, tragedy. I refuse to give in. The hero uses willpower to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Ah, so it's not both of their options, it's only one of them that's right. Okay. Summon the underling. You approach the gates of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard duty as you expected. They call out to you. The other demon guard is sound asleep. Hey, you're pretty weird looking for an intruder. What do you want? You explain that no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding into their story right now. You tell the underling you've come to save them from tragedy. Okay, try saving me from boredom first. I hate this job. The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have. Nah, it'd be best if I didn't have to work at all. I just want to live a carefree life. Never gotta be bossed around or picked on. Understandable. Have a nice day, underling. You think of the underling's friends who had bullied them into the assassination plot only to betray them in the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. The true end for the underling suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change their fate. Ah, so there's a way that even work can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll tag along with you just in case. The underling will now fight alongside you. What the fuck? You didn't say anything about a boss battle. The underling, huh? You must be really desperate to call on such an unreliable ally. Ah, if I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over. Oh, but it won't be that easy. He attacks with a terrible fate. Tenacity, probably? Knock me down and I'll just come back stronger. Underling uses their tenacity to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Now, we'll summon the Overlord. You enter the Overlord's room, relieved to see the fire contained to the torches on the walls. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Why have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? Hecking roped into a boss fight against God. Yeah, bro, I was just bored at work one day and now I'm fighting God. Man, it sounds like a Persona story. You explain that no, you're not here to serve her. It's more like you've come to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with humans like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There was a reason I had to destroy him. You can't help but think it's a little late in the game to be getting some new backstory. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone to live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize she must actually be very lonely, only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to the maiden. The true end for the Overlord suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, very well, I will follow you. The Overlord will now fight alongside you. I see, so this is tragedy. The Overlord is so tall. Or the maiden is short. Ah, you brought the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You've prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepare to die. Ha! Prepared. I hope you're prepared to face your debts as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Now that the whole party's here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open the path to your true ending? Show me. Ambition. I'll reach the true ending with my own power. Uses her ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. That's it. With everyone's hearts united, you take aim towards their best possible futures. You unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy once and for all. Oh, his infinite HP bar became 0. We erased the other half of the infinity. Haha, you've done it. You've managed to defeat me. A tragic ending for tragedy itself. I love it. I must thank you all for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Thank you, Hero. Starring Hero as himself. He's so confused. He's like, what the fuck? The maiden is also shocked. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, underling. Oh, he's vibing, he's vibing. Thank you, Overlord. Oh, she's surprised. Enough of this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already. Don't worry, I'll make my exit shortly. Directed by you. Finally. Thank you most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you all for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it? I wonder. I'm satisfied. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But you've earned this one. Here's your true ending. Aw, I feel a little bad for him since he was writing those letters to his lover, whoever it was. Maybe it's comedy. The hero became a tailor, just like he wanted. The underling. Ooh. The underling has new friends. Oh, Eleanor Forte for the ending. Okay. The maiden and the overlord. They made peace with the humans. Ayo, the maiden and the overlord? Did they get together? Clap, clap, clap. Nice though. Oh, that must be the play. The real ship that's true. True. Roommates. Oh my god, and they were roommates. Well, you could see it in the story. They were, the overlord was blushing when she sees the maiden. I guess that's supposed to be the player going into Bad End Theater. Ah. Ah, those are the lost letters. Aww. Your true end. That's nice. Something's missing. Something's missing. Tragedy. What the fuck do you mean? After everything you've done, something is missing? You little shit. Oh, you're still here? The curtain is closed for the final time. I'm shutting down my theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell, after all. Oh, ask tragedy its story. Me? You'd like to know why I started this theater? Well, he sat down. Haha. Well, I'm obsessed with bad endings, of course. Remove the mask. You gently raise your fingers to the cracks in my mask. Piece by piece, it falls apart into your hands, revealing. I should have warned you this might affect what you think of my stories. I can't help but compare my face to the maiden's. I'm not her, but it's not like she isn't me, necessarily. That's how it is with fiction. Would you like to hear not another ending, but the truth? Tell me. Alright, one last story. You may already know this, but if it doesn't have a happy ending. First, I'll set the stage. In this world, there's no such thing as demons or even heroes, really. There was a girl eager to set out to fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone, another girl. Running theme, isn't it? The maiden and the overlord. The two were inseparable, and for a time, everything was just wonderful. But their families, the communities they came from, neither of them could approve of their relationship. That's the reality for many. This pair was no different. Ah, conservative, right? Besides, despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. We used to like the types of stories where love conquers all, where the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship and everything is okay in the end. I lost her. And then I started this theater. But this story does have a happy ending. I was hoping to oh my god, I turned into the girl! It's you! It's been so long. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't about to give up just because things got difficult. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner? I feel like such a fool. I could say the same to you. You knew I could never resist giving your stories a happy ending. So of course I would be drawn to a place like this. Yes, but I didn't think it would actually work. Sometimes everything does turn out okay in the end. Oh, sorry, I'm tearing up. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. I love you too. Now truly, everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies end. Yay! The song was her letter back and the end panel shows her arrival. Oh, so that's what that was. We did it! It's a success! Let me double check our achievements. What the fuck? I'm lacking something. Oh, a total reset is the achievement I'm lacking. Let me see. Total reset and a hidden achievement. I can just do those off stream. Ah, we did it though. That was a great ending. Super good story. Yeah, I liked it. I'm glad that we were able to see the final true ending there. And I'm glad Tragedy had a happy ending too. Yay! So that was Bad End Theater. It was went by faster than I thought, but we did finish it within the time the Steam page said. It said 1 to 3 hours. Nice clear, thank you. I'm glad we didn't have to use a guide to get all those endings though. I'll just use a guide to get those last 2 achievements I missed. I think that one is just total reset and some probably maybe get all trophies or maybe alternative bad ending. Because there were A's and B's, maybe I missed one. Oh, I'll just check it later on. But thank you for joining today's stream. That was Bad End Theater and I'm very happy with it. It was a beautiful story. I'm glad we got to play it. Even though it was short, it was pretty meaningful. And I liked it. Very nice, very nice. And I like the after credits ending too. Well, with that being said, we'll be ending off here. So tomorrow I won't be streaming because I have some errands to run tomorrow. I don't know why errands keep falling on these days. But I will be back on Friday at 4 PM GMT +8 UTC +8 with Vel to continue RE6 Leon's campaign. We'll be checking if we can just use continue or if we have to chapter select this certain part of chapter 2. But if we have to chapter select a certain part, we'll try to catch up to where we were before we start the stream. But yeah, that's up to us. Thank you. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for being here. Had a lot of fun. And I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye-bye. Thank you.